Sweet. Good job,
Thanks.
Joshy.
I was not prepared.
That was easy.
Yeah.
See, we get good at it.
I've been getting a lot of random messages saying people will work for you for free.
Shit, no.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, that's all fucking Justin.
Shit, no, I'm just kidding.
Is that still recording? That'd be funny.
No, it is recording, yeah.
Oh, it is?
So you
You
just
just
leave it
can cut that out. That'd be funny.
Hey everyone, Hurricane Liz here, and we're back for our next interview. And today I thought I'd interview one of the other guys that actually works in our office. His name is Josh. And in fact, we actually have a chant for him that we created when we had an office trip in Puerto Rico. And it goes something like this. Josh, 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 Josh.
Josh.
Okay, I was about to get hyped.
That's just who we know Josh by. Josh is a really fun guy, but what I really wanted to touch on is Josh's experience. He's done a tremendous amount of work on Amazon. He's helped me with my products. He started his own private label product. He's done retail arbitrage. He's done bundling. He's done just about everything imaginable that I've told people to do, and he's done it quite well. In fact, Josh had his biggest win so far yesterday, I want to say. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, the day before.
Yes, yesterday.
Where in 30 minutes, Josh made $2,500. So super exciting. He's going to talk a little bit about what we're working on and how he actually did that, because it's often a piece of Amazon that people don't even pay attention to and they have no idea it even exists. But he's going to touch a little bit on that. But first, I'd like Josh to tell everybody a little bit more about his background, how he got started, and how he actually met me, which is kind of a crazy story. So you guys will get to hear all about that here in a second. So Josh, say hi to everyone, and how did you come across meeting the Hurricane Liz?
The Hurricane Liz. Well, first off, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And hey everyone, so a bit of a background about me. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. First and foremost, my dad raised me, taking me to yard sales, taking me to the flea market, buying stuff, reselling it at the flea market, always looking to make a quick buck, kind of. And both of my parents were teachers, so I was raised very scholarly, I guess you could say. I was raised by two teachers who were actually, I don't know if you knew this, but both first-time college graduates in their family. So they were the first college grads in their families. And so I was really pushed to go into college and work very hard. And I did work very hard in school. And I got a full ride to Clemson University. And I just realized one day that it wasn't for me. I mean, I was raised an entrepreneur, very low-key by my dad. And one day I was on YouTube and I came across an ad, I think, from Tai Lopez maybe or something. And next thing you know, I see this girl, the Hurricane, on a YouTube video or a YouTube live or something. And she sold me on OMG. So I ended up, investing a lot of money into OMG and getting into that program. And that just wasn't enough. I mean, I took action. I sold some stuff, did some retail arbitrage, made my money back for OMG, but that wasn't enough. I was hungrier. And I wanted to meet this one here because she seemed really cool. So I
am pretty cool.
Yeah. So I invested in one of her masterminds. It was very expensive. It was like $12,000. And I bought a plane ticket to go to Cabo San Lucas to hang out with her. And it was my first time flying. So I wake up the day of the trip. I'm like, okay, I check my phone. I'm like, my flight's at 6 a.m. So I get there at 6 a.m. I missed my flight, obviously.
Wow.
And so I go back home all depressed, have a couple beers, and I end up buying another ticket, fly there the next day, and I'm just welcomed by a whole bunch of very successful internet entrepreneurs. I remember walking into that room with those two big doors. I was wearing my blazer, my tucked-in shirt, my slacks, and I walk in there, and there's 30 millionaires all drinking margaritas, wearing board shorts, and a Hawaiian t-shirt. So I was shocked. I went and changed and got back in the room and just tried to make friends, and then ended up hanging out with her. Now I have my first private label product. I actually just paid the PI on my second product, so I'm pretty sure I'll be at 6 figures by the end of the year. And also working on an agency now.
Right, fantastic. And for those of you guys that don't know what an agency is, basically Josh has learned the ins and outs of Amazon. He knows how to create listings, how to optimize them, how to do keyword research, all the down and dirty stuff that I don't like to do. So basically, Josh is literally an extension of me. I outsourced a lot of work to him early on, and he kind of like he kind of like climbed his way up the ranks is the word that I'm actually looking for. So he climbed his way up the ranks, and now he's pretty much an expert in and of itself. Like, he can literally do everything that I do, and most of the time even better, because as I told you guys out there, I'm not this terrific, fantastic Amazon seller. I just get shit done, and I just get it done at such a fast and high speed that literally from one day to the next we said, let's get an agency going. We have all the tools available to be able to do this. Let's get something up and running. And Josh has become a master at things like ClickFunnels and email marketing and just building out our agency. So he literally took the lead on that, and I pretty much just followed. I kind of like just taught him everything that I know. And now, like I said, he's an extension of me. So we just from one day to the next decided to go out there and get clients. But here's the beautiful thing about it. There are so many clients out there to reach out and get that don't have a damn clue about what to do on Amazon, that literally you, with a very little training, can become an expert and help these people make more money on Amazon. And that's exactly what Josh did by using all the skill sets that he had built doing outsource work for me for about a year. And now he's helping me, and we've collaborated on this agency that we're kind of like building together. And one of my hopes is now that you guys have gotten to know Josh, now you'll be able to see some videos from him on literally how we're building this agency from the ground up. And you'll be able to see exactly how we're doing it so that you too can do it for yourself. Because I guarantee there are a ton of small businesses around you or people that you know that need help selling their product on Amazon, and you can provide those services. And or if not, you can work with us and charge them for working with us. That's what Josh would hope. But yeah. Anyways, a couple more things that I wanted to ask Josh, because as I said before, he took a ridiculous amount of risk at actually getting out there to meet me. He had to buy a second ticket. But throughout that time, Josh, were there any naysayers out there that told you, like, what in the hell are you doing? I mean, you're literally spending this money. You don't know what the hell you're going to walk into.
Actually, yes, believe it or not. A bunch of my brothers in the fraternity actually just did not understand even remotely what this whole Amazon online business game was. And it's a legitimate business. It's just as legitimate as brick and mortar. But they kind of thought I was like getting, what do they call it? Anytime I do anything now, like, oh, Josh, up to your next pyramid scheme. They always say that. I don't know why. So yeah, there's a couple naysayers in there, and I can't wait to prove them wrong.
Right, exactly. How were you also just able to take action with all those naysayers saying that and just say, like, fuck these guys, I'm just going to go out there and do it?
Well, like I said, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been involved in taking risks, for one. But I've got to say that it was a big jump from flea market to Amazon. A big jump. There was a lot of risk involved. And I know we talked about this recently, actually. I always live my life, and it's almost a feeling. I've never regretted anything I ever did, only the things I didn't do. And so, yes, I could have been, I think, a fairly successful bioengineer or something, which is what I went to Clemson University for initially. But that's a path that's kind of laid out for you. It's kind of already carved out. And I'm more of someone who wants to take that less trodden path, the one that's not carved out for me, the one that's a mystery, that's exciting. And I just knew if I didn't take that action, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Right, absolutely. Another question, how long did it actually take you to get that first sale, Josh?
The first sale was almost immediate, actually.
Right, it's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah, I literally got into OMG. I followed your retail arbitrage course that night. I think I bought OMG at like 8 p.m. I went through the first several videos of your course by 9 or 10 p.m. And then I went to Walmart, bought product, shipped it out the next morning, and the sale was like as soon as it hit Amazon, because the BSR was like $200 for that product, which if you know what Amazon is, that's a lot of sales. So it sold very quickly. And just getting that positive feedback, seeing that first sale was just addicting. I mean, I had my phone everywhere I was going. I was in class. I made another sale, you know. So I loved looking at my Amazon seller app, like I'm making money, you know. So it was cool.
Yeah. What do some of your brothers say now that they've seen you made some sales, you got your own product, you got agency revenue, you got all sorts of things coming in. What do they say to you? Like, you've even got your own clients. You work with some of the clients that we've actually rejected,
Yeah,
but you still take
true.
them on because you, like you said, you're just a hustler. What do they say now that they've seen this? Are any of them like starting to kind of change their mindset about that, or?
Well, the truth is, Liz, I don't actually tell them about it. Like, not many people know about what I do. I'm not one to brag, really, and I think I'm gonna keep, all my success on the back burner until I'm probably past the 7-figure mark, and then I can throw it in their face.
Right. Yeah, and that kind
I'm
of
just gonna
reminds
dump
me.
the whole load on them.
That kind of reminds me. I think we all have either a family member or a friend that's always telling us like, "Why are you doing that? That doesn't work." Yet, what I like to tell people is, why do we pay attention to our cousin Cecil? And I only made that name up because I was in the UK speaking. But why should we pay attention to our cousin Cecil, who's a regular at the bar, throwing down freaking shots of whiskey or whatever the hell he's throwing down? Why would we pay attention to a guy that's not an expert in anything other than what kind of whiskey to throw down? And chances are it's a cheap fucking whiskey because that's all he can afford. Why would we listen to that guy to give us advice on how to build a multi-million-dollar empire? I don't know about you guys, but I certainly do not listen to those guys. I had tons of them in my family, and when I walked around as a 6-year-old kid saying one day I was going to drive around in my Lamborghini, most of them just giggled at me and laughed at me and said, "Yeah, sure, kid, in your wildest dreams." But as soon as I did it, most of them literally didn't even know what the hell to say to me other than, "Wow, you were right." So no matter what your dreams are out there, don't listen to that cousin that tells you can't do it, because you can't do it if you listen to that guy. After all, that guy's not doing shit other than throwing down cheap whiskey. If you want to be that guy throwing down cheap whiskey, then go right ahead and listen to that guy and sit right next to him. There's a seat for you. Or you could just, as Josh said, take the path down the road that was less traveled. I think that was a Robert Frost poem. See, I'm a little bit smart.
She goes.
So, all right, so last question for you, Josh, is any recommendations for the people out there watching that maybe want to start this?
Yeah, so there's a couple options. Number one, I started with retail arbitrage. After I bought OMG, I had very little money left. So I did that. If you're in school, use your student loans. Take your student loans, and that's what I did. I used my student loans, and I bought product. I bought Mastermind events, so you could do that. Also, if you don't have the money to invest in a product, what you can also do is, what we're talking about, start an agency. If you have the information, that's valuable, and take that information and then learn a little bit of sales skills. Watch some Grant Cardone and watch my videos that are coming up soon. I actually recorded that sale yesterday at noon that I made $2,500 in 30 minutes. So hopefully I'll post that for you. But yeah, if you start an agency, you don't need any money at all. You can just optimize the listing for the individual who you closes as a client, and do that kind of stuff. And there's no reason you can't make 6 figures with that easily.
Right, and I think I just wanted to point out one last important thing, and it's probably the most powerful thing that Josh said in this whole interview, and that is that information is powerful, but there's one more key to that. The only way that information is powerful is if you take action with that information and then fix the mistakes along the way, because any type of information is powerful, but if it just sits there and you do nothing with it, then it's going to do nothing for you at all. And see, that's typically why most people fail, is they start on a program and or system, and at some point they just get tired because they see minimal results. And I can tell you one thing, with Amazon, that is going to be far from the truth. You're never going to see minimal results. I almost guarantee that the first day your product or inventory gets checked in, you can get a sale. And guess what? Once you see that and you see how real it is, there's nothing in this world that that can stop you from achieving that lifestyle that you dream of, just like Josh is doing. So thank you guys again. Let us know how you liked this interview, and if you want to see some more from us in the future, comment below in the comments and sign up for our list where you get updates to when we're going to do this, either Facebook Live and or continued amount of actual videos. And thank you once again, guys, for joining us, and we will see you very soon. Josh.
Peace.